Hey, welcome to Rebel Base, IGN's weekly Star Wars show.
The Star Wars Rebels is still killing it. How are they keeping up that kind of consistency on a Disney Channel meant for children? How are they doing that?
Yeah, because Disney have really struggled with quality across their entire history.
No, but I'm just continually impressed by how good it is, I think.
That's good.
It feels so Star Warsy and really adventure. And some really big stuff is happening at the moment.
So what are you telling me about today?
I'm telling you about today how I think Rebels is going to connect to The Force Awakens in Episode 8 via Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
You ready for this? I believe you are. So there's awesome stuff going on at the moment. So Kanan, the last Padawan, also known as, has been...
Why is your syntax gone weird?
I don't know. That's how you would say it in Welsh.
That's how you say it in Yoda.
It's all the way. Exactly, yeah. And funny you should mention that because Yoda's just turned up in Rebels and told Ezra, who's been being trained by Kanan all series. And we've had kind of a couple of nods to Ezra kind of being tempted by the dark side because he's super young and really powerful. And as always happens, you know, the dark side has come a-calling. And is Ezra going to answer the call? Who knows? But Yoda's just
trying to poach him.
Yeah.
He's been really good on the Jedi under 14s.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a contract for a while. But
he's had trials. He's had Jedi trials.
But Yoda's just appeared, right? In the latest episode, and told Ezra in a vision that they have to find Malachor. Now, Malachor is a planet, right? So, for people who aren't maybe aware of it, it's really big in...
Planets are.
In Knights of the Old Republic games. Like, it plays a huge part. So, the final battle, the Galactic Republic, which was led by Revan, later Darth Revan, against the Mandalorian Neo Crusaders. So, it's a huge battle that went on, and it's kind of always talked about in the Knights of the Old Republic. But it's also... housed like one of the biggest Sith academies, the Traya's Academy as well. So it's got a lot of sort of dealings with the dark side and a lot of connections with the Sith. And also in the amazing book, and I say it's amazing, we think it's amazing because the captions are just bonkers in some of them.
Oh, The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens visual
We should do that
dictionary.
next week, our favourite captions from The Force Awakens dictionary.
It is bonkers. Like some of the stuff is like, what is it? Like the way he's looking.
No, there's one where Finn's just looking and it's something like... Basically, they just need to fill loads of captions around everything.
Yeah.
Somebody's job was like, just fill these captions.
Yeah.
And there's a line pointing at Finn's eyes and it said, steely devotion to friends.
Yeah. I guess like...
Killed loads of his friends when he was escaping the Death Star.
That's canon as well, is?
Yeah.
The visual dictionary is actually canon. And in it, right, this is the thing, I wish we hadn't slagged off the captions, because one of the captions
oh no
details about Kylo Ren's lightsaber. But this is
they're very informative though.
Some of them are very informative, yeah. Some of them are just about eyes. But this one says that Kylo Ren's, the design of it, dates back thousands of years to the Great Scourge of Malachor. So we've already got a connection between Kylo Ren and Malachor, right? And also in the awesome trailer for like Rebels do this really cool thing where they give you a trailer for the first part of the series and also a trailer for the second part of the series as well. And in the trailer for the second part of the series, which is, if you go watch it, it's an amazing trailer. If we ever ranked Star Wars trailers, I reckon that'd be in the top 5. Because it's just so good. There's so much cool stuff happening. But in that, we see Ezra picking up a lightsaber that's double-hilted. But it's green, not red, right? So I think... we've already seen that. We've already also seen a character who calls himself the Old Master, which a lot of people are saying is Darth Maul, but we don't know yet. But I think we're already seeing these connections between like Ezra, the dark side, at the double-hilted lightsaber. Are we going to find out something maybe about Snoke? Is Snoke going to be tempting Ezra in the same way that he's tempted Kylo Ren by giving him this lightsaber and go, look,
really
this
awesome.
is the power you can have?
It'd be really awesome to get like such a juicy kind of plot point for episodes 7 and 8 and onwards via Rebels.
I don't see why not, because all the stuff they're doing with Darth Vader, like they're not afraid to use Vader in like an amazing way in Rebels. So I can't see why, if they're willing to, go back to a character as big as Darth Vader, why they wouldn't then introduce to something in Rebels.
This Knights of the Old Republic stuff I find interesting as well, because that is strictly no longer canon, and yet they're kind of open to taking things from it still.
Yeah, well, I think like the planet is obviously canon. And I think a lot of that stuff went on it, but it does seem like that, and I think a lot of people from sort of day one when we've seen Kylo Ren made the sort of the similarities between Darth Revan and Kylo Ren's mask are pretty astounding, to be honest.
Because also I think what's interesting about canons and when you reorganize them and jettison old stuff is the people and the creators that are still working within canon cannot not be influenced by the stuff that went before, because they grew up reading it. They maybe worked on it. It's a part of them. They probably still think a lot of those ideas are really good and sound.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's kind of an interesting... You know, the new canon doesn't exist in a vacuum, even though notionally it does, and it strictly does in terms of lore.
Well, I think we've said it a million times, I think, on this show, where it's just like the getting rid of the extended universe is probably one of the best things that could happen for the Star Wars universe, because not only does it start it back from a place where everyone can get involved in it, it also gives the people working in that universe an entire library, like an entire universe of stuff that they can draw on and be like,
oh,
this
like
cool.
Your sock drawer.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't need these ones anymore.
Exactly.
And then it's like, you feel like, oh, it's a fresh start. I'm better now.
But then you still keep your old Star Wars socks anyway.
Yeah, got it.
You bought me some Star Wars socks, actually, from Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my top...
Topped.
No, I would say top in rotation, in the top rotation of socks.
Are they in the top tier rotation?
Absolutely, yeah. I would say, I mean, I've got maybe 17 pairs of socks, and...
Why 17?
Don't know. When you think about it, I only need 7, really.
7 pairs, yeah.
7 pairs of socks, but...
If you keep on top of it.
If I keep on top of it, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
I'm absolutely amazing at washing clothes.
Are you really?
I'm really good, yeah.
Are you?
Well, I reckon if you go back and look at the
terrible.
Look at the videos that I do every week, and you'll probably see the same like 6 outfits. Because I'm good at washing stuff.
I don't. I wear everything I own.
What are we talking about? Oh, Malachor.
How this ties into the Old Republic.
I genuinely forgot then. I was like, socks? Star Wars Celebration? What?
I don't think at that point in time you were the only person to ask that question.
But yeah, so I think it's a really interesting way. I really want them to do it though. Because it's not enough that we're sitting around. It's not enough that we're getting these little nods and like, you know, we're seeing who is this person in the hood. Oh, look at him. He's holding double-hilted lightsaber. It's not enough for me. And I need it to actually do something. I need Rebels to put his balls...
Put up or shut up.
Yeah. Nut up or shut up. I need to put his balls on the table and go...
These are my balls.
These are my balls. This is where Rebels is going. You're Darth Revan, alive and well in Malachor.
That's an interesting and brave statement for a kid's show to make.
Yes.
On the Disney Channel. To put some balls on the table and say, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
But it's not beyond them.
It's absolutely not beyond them. But we're going to find out very, very soon. So that's good. What have you got for us? What's going on?
Okay, so in the last week or so, Lawrence Kasdan has...
Running his mouth.
Lazar. He said that the young Han Solo movie he is writing, and co-writing, will be kind of an origin story of the relationship of Han and Chewie. So he's confirmed that Chewie is in the movie, something that I guess we thought would be the case, but we didn't know to what extent.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, while Chewie absolutely makes sense to be in that movie, like Chewie and Han are inseparable, like Batman and Robin.
Yeah. So what he's saying then is that film is going to be about them, like a little buddy cop movie.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like how maybe they form this relationship.
Okay, right, yeah.
And I was wondering, like, you kind of don't want them to like just throw loads of cameos in it, but if there were to be cameos, who would you like to see in it? Is my question.
Well, I think Jabba the Hutt's got to be in it.
Yeah. He's straight on the list.
Yeah, I think Jabba the Hutt's got to be in it because they've talked. The thing that I like about his relationship with Jabba the Hutt, and also Lando, who's also on your list as well, is when you meet.
They'll ruin it.
No. But like what I'm saying is, I'm grouping them together. When you see those people in the Star Wars films, I really like the idea that they've got this relationship and they're like, hey, you old bastard. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I like that. I don't think he says the B word, but do you know what I mean? I like the idea that they've had this relationship and they've had this life together.
Yeah.
And I want to see more. And I kind of want to see more of that. So Lando's absolutely got to be in it.
So you've taken 2 of my 3 choices.
Yeah.
Great. I put Jabba. Unbelievable. Jabba the Hutt.
Why did you put Jabba the Hutt?
Well, actually, different reason.
Okay, good.
I mainly wanted to see what he looked like when he was young.
I reckon he looks exactly the same.
No, thinner.
No. Thinner with a bow tie.
Shake weight.
No, I don't think.
Thinner with a bow tie. With that neck, you would not use a bow tie.
No, but
if anything, imagine the bunching.
In my head, I was thinking about Jabba the Hutt for some reason, like dressed up in a prom outfit going to prom.
With Han.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, in Monsters University when you see them. Like,
but that's what this all feel like. Even though these lists of all characters, and I'm thinking about this as like Monsters University,
Yeah.
and they're all like at high school together. I don't think that's what they're going to be doing with this film. But
maybe
why not?
Maybe not. You don't know, do
Like
you?
Jabba was like the bullied kid. He just couldn't get into his desk. Oh.
No, I don't say that. Okay, but Lando, like him and Lando, I think, doing little missions and stuff like that together, that'd be pretty good. Then they got to cast another Lando as well, which means the internet's got to explode because of that.
Yeah, so it's also like,
they should cast an Asian actor to play Lando and just literally have to unplug the internet for the day just to see what happens.
But that's your response to everything.
Yeah.
My final choice was Greedo. And that's,
Yeah.
again, that kind of taps into Lando and Jabba. It's like, when you see Han, he's a guy that's gone around the galaxy creating problems and betraying people and smooth talking other people. And Greedo is another one of those people he obviously has history with.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most iconic scenes in all of Star Wars. And possibly that is why it's great. A little more about it. I think it'd be good to just see him again, see another interaction.
Yeah.
All this stuff is kind of catch-22.
It's like, yeah.
It's the same with the Boba Fett spin-off movie, if it happens. That character, such cool design, they're engraved in your memory because they're in iconic scenes.
Yeah.
And you don't know anymore. And it's like when we found out more about Jango Fett and Boba Fett's backstory. Do we need it?
Shite, yeah.
But not necessarily, what we said before on the show is like the execution could be amazing. So it does work.
Yeah, I think it has to be. I was going to say it has to be good or it's bad. No, but that's the thing. With stuff like this, I don't think...
It's the fans' dilemma. I think this is the fanboys' dilemma.
Because this is
you want more of this stuff. You want more of it. And then when you give it to you, you're like, not quite what I wanted.
But for me, though, it's not like inferring in the first 3 or 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. It's not like inferring where the Force comes from. And then George Lucas taking that upon him and going, right, okay, I'm going to tell you exactly how the Force works. It's not that spoils that for me because like knowing very little about how the Force works is actually makes it more mysterious and cool.
Yeah.
And actually when it's just laid out in front of you, you're like, oh, okay, that's not as interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas, actually seeing the result, we've seen the result of a relationship gone bad sort of thing with him and Greedo, and actually seeing why that's gone to there and what he did is quite funny.
It's the pressure of filling in all these gaps.
Yeah.
Every time you tell another Star Wars story, you remove ambiguity and mystery.
Why I tell you who's not on the list? Kanji Club. That should be on here.
Kanji Club. Is it just in Glasgow?
Yeah.
Have we worked that out?
Don't know.
No, it was just that dude who's Glaswegian.
Are they all Glaswegian?
Yeah. I want to imagine it as basically, we talked about this before, I think. Like, it is like Phoenix Nights.
No, but he's not. The Glasgow guy isn't in Kanji Club.
Is it not the other one? Oh, yeah. He's like, oh.
He says, and actually, it's the guys from the Raid who are in Kanji Club.
What would you think
not
if
him.
someone did that impression, but of a Welsh person?
I can't do a Scotch accent. I can't do it. People do that when they do the Welsh accent, so I've got carte blanche. But actually, us and the Scotch probably need to stick together. So it's probably
Stop calling them the Scotch.
They like it.
They don't like it. They bottled me when you said it. The stereotype there.
I put Sana Solo, the sort of estranged wife of Han Solo we met in the comics.
He denies it.
Yeah, but I'd like to see what's gone on there, and if whether or not he's the scoundrel we know him to be. I think that's probably
not paying alimony.
Yeah, I think that's going to be up there. Sana Solo definitely. I'd like to see Ben Kenobi just in the background somewhere.
Like, where's Wally?
No, but like I'd like to see Ewan McGregor as like Obi-Wan just in the background.
Just watching
of a scene, just like he's aware of him. Do you know what I mean?
He's just in Mos Eisley, just drinking.
Because like he when they get to Mos Eisley, he seems to have a good idea of who to go to and stuff
and
like
what's
that.
what.
Like, so I think it's in the background because Ben Solo, even though he was watching. Not Ben Solo. Ben Kenobi, even though he was watching Luke for a while, you've got to have down days, haven't you? Like, oh, what's Luke up today? He's working on the farm. I'm not standing there.
What's Luke doing? He's 7.
Like, I'm not standing there while he's working on a farm all day. I might as well work there. I'm just watching him. I might as well put the hours in myself and make some money.
Paid.
He's like, look, I'm giving Jawa some credit. Look, just sit here. If something happens, give me a shout. I'm going to the pub.
I thought you were going to say something. I thought, here, Jawa, here's some credits. Let me punch you.
No. Well, that's how he fills his days.
Like in Mr. Robot.
No, he's probably on the piss, isn't he? Like, he's probably just like, do you know what? I've watched this kid for 6 days. I'm having Sunday off. I don't care. Like, I hope nothing happens to him.
Sunday
I'll come back
is
later.
Obi-Wan's day.
Yeah. I'll set up my force head.
Yeah.
So if I can hear him, and if something happens, then I'll come to him.
It's a day for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into town. I'm going to make me feel special.
Yeah, exactly. And while he's there,
Going to buy a new brown robe.
he maybe sees Han Solo. But I've also got Kanan as well, because like, even though I keep banging on about Rebels, that's like, Kanan is well pitched to be part of like the Han Solo thing.
Would you get Freddie Prinze to play him?
No. Well, no,
Why
I
not?
wouldn't, because he's got a good voice, but he does, that's.
He's already played that. He is that character.
But he'd be younger as well.
Oh, he would be, yeah.
Like, so you'd have to get someone younger.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, I'm not doing this.
I'm not casting another cartoon character as a real person. I've done this too many times in my career at IGN.
I've been burnt. All right, what's happening with Star Wars Battlefront?
Star Wars Battlefront, we're getting loads of new stuff in it, and I want to talk about whether this is enough to get us back into play the game. We both played it.
Yeah.
I really like the game, but I have stopped playing it over the last couple of months. I kind of burnt out on it.
Yeah, I think EA are aware of this as well, because in that trailer it's just like, please come back. I think there's a line that says like, come back to fight. Like, please play this game again.
So just go through. I'm going to read you out some of the stuff that's been announced, and then we're going to get on to what would it take to get us back into playing it.
Right.
So Outer Rim DLC, this is the paid DLC that's coming out this month. So I think it's available later in March. So 2 new playable heroes.
Right.
One hero and villain. Greedo and Niem Num.
You got to pay for them.
Yeah. I do think they're slightly disappointing as playable heroes and villains. One of which is famous for getting shot.
Yeah.
The other one is famous for sitting next to someone else.
And being...
That's really harsh, I know. But
yeah.
And also, both I'm not saying all Solistans look alike, but both those head types are in the game already. Yeah. Those are not the characters I would pick. I'll get on to them in a minute, which ones I would pick.
Also, like, the point of introducing new characters is that they would have, oh, cool, what's going to be his, like, heroes and villains? What's going to be their, like, cool little special... What have they got? Guns.
Getting shot.
That's rubbish.
Yeah. So, new weapons.
Are you going to go Nien Nub, or are you going to go the Emperor?
Boba Fett every time.
Exactly.
Jedi.
Yeah.
Darth Vader. So... There's another map on Sullust.
Okay.
That's all right. This one I do quite like. Jabba's Palace and Garage.
That's good.
That is a cool map.
Because they are milking Sullust a bit.
Yeah, and also it's not really in the movie. So while it is cool seeing the place the Empire built,
it's amazing, yeah.
But and it looks cool. It has less appeal for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when it was first announced, like, and they were like, "Oh, we've modelled it on Iceland, and we've actually, as a team, been able to come up with the look of Sullust." More than everyone else. You're like, oh, that's really, really good. Like this is how Sullust looks in canon now. Amazing. Who cares?
Yeah.
Get off Sullust.
I want to run around wrecking up Jabba's sleepover, as we've discussed many times.
Are they in there though?
It'd be awful stepping over them.
If they're asleep, will the Rancor be in there?
Tripping up. Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe a little hand comes up or something. Yeah. New weapons, like I said, that's to be expected. So that's the paid DLC, the Outer Rim DLC. Then there's some free stuff coming this month as well to entice people back who don't want to stump up the cash.
Like what?
So there's new maps and variations on existing locations. So Hoth at night, which looks quite nice. Yeah. And there's one where Endor is like on fire. Do you think like celebrations at the end of Jedi got out of hand?
Yeah. They were like lighting cigars off each other and like, oh come on, oh god, what have you done? Endor on fire. Yeah, is that what it's actually called?
No.
All right.
Yeah, like they're barbecuing stormtroopers and it gets out of hand. 2 free co-op missions, cool. Like survival modes on new maps, and then there's something called the Hutt contracts.
Okay.
And you see Jabba the Hutt in the trailer, and we don't know what the Hutt contracts are.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're just going to be like challenges. Like
they are going to be challenges.
If you like like in Rainbow Six, if you kill X people in this way, you get some XP.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. Like
They sound really cool,
they're
but
gonna, because like they had a picture of him and they like he was like scrolling through guns in like a hologram thing. So I think it's going to be like, you know, maybe kill this many people with this many guns or something like that.
But it's a
Why
weird-
does Jabba care about that?
it's a weird thing to like trail with mystery if
Yeah.
it's maybe going to be slightly underwhelming like that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I
why not just say the contracts? Jabba will give you, like, I don't know, like teasing like that and giving it that name makes it sound
Yeah.
a bit more like, ooh.
Well, yeah, contracts for me is like, you know, like Hitman, where they just like go out and get this guy. Probably not going to happen, is it? But
Nah.
what would make you happy?
Better heroes and villains.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest parts about the game, and you can do modes based around those characters. So one
Yeah.
of the modes that we played loads when it first came out was heroes versus villains.
Yeah.
And I think you could do like just having more characters in that roster
Yeah.
would be cool for me. So heroes before Nien Nunb and Greedo, giving me Chewie.
Yeah.
Give me Yoda. I know he was older at that time, but giving me
Yoda's
anyway.
going to be funny, though. That's
yeah,
gonna be
I want it to
strange.
be funny.
Yeah, but it's going to be strange, though. It's going to be strange to model. Cause,
What
like,
do you mean?
Because it's going to be tiny.
You need to have some respect, mate.
Because he's going to be tiny.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
But so I think that's going to really break it, though, because
No,
you're gonna,
imagine,
you have to constantly be
that's
just
like
looking
brilliant.
down.
It's brilliant. Can't even shoot him.
Yeah.
You're like shooting at the floor.
I think like they do something really rubbish to be like, oh, he's always levitating. So
He's
like,
always
he's
at
head
eye height.
Yeah. How rubbish would that be?
How does he crouch? He just goes down to like tummy level.
Yeah. It's like even when you shoot at the space underneath him, it still hurts him though.
Yeah, easier. It looks like he has legs that you can't see. But
How is Chewie not in this game yet?
remember, like those Yodas down at Trafalgar Square. It's like that.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like that.
He's on a little metal seat.
How is Chewie not in this game yet?
Chewie seems like such an obvious choice to me.
That's easy as well.
Just
make
well,
him-
her textures. You have to have those Tomb Raider drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Drivers.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Obi-Wan, even though he's older,
Yeah.
or as Force Ghost Obi-Wan. Can't shoot me. And
Yeah.
then villains, just go for the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
I know Greedo is, but like he dies. So I think Bosk is more interesting, or IG-88 more
Yeah.
interesting. I think they have
Have
more.
him be like, especially IG-88, you could have him being
More
like
weapons, like
really good
skills.
at like sniping or something like
Also,
that.
he's
like-
very thin, very hard to get a headshot.
That's probably why he's not in it.
It's probably It's
Probably hard to do that. But Chewie, like, I don't think what was the excuse for that? Get it sorted. Get Chewie in it. Hashtag get Chewie in Battlefront.
That's what would get me back into playing Battlefront. Chewie.
Done. Right, let's have some forced feedback then.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yes. So this is from Steve, who's from New Jersey. Because you always like when people say where they're from.
I do. Everyone does it now as well.
Hi guys, love the show. I've been watching for months now. He's never written in before then, but he wanted to draw our attention to Darth Maul Apprentice.
Okay.
It's an 18-minute, really well done Darth
yeah, I've
Maul
seen this. It's
backstory
amazing.
fan movie. I've watched it a bunch of fan films made over the years, and this one is by far the best I've ever seen. It has amazing special effects, exceptional fight scenes, and choreography that blew me away. So if you haven't already seen it, you really should watch it. Yeah, it's got, I think also since Steve sent this email around, it's really done, it's got a lot of promotion.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of people are aware of that movie now, and it is incredible that people made it. It looks so good.
Yeah, I'm up for it. It looks really, really good. It's I watched it. I do kind of like how he's like really beefy in it. Like that's good. But yeah,
Been hitting the gym.
Darth Maul's one of our favorite characters. Like, bring him back. Let's do something cool with him. Like a fan film. Here you go. This is from Hugo Parfit. Good name. Says, I want to ask you guys what are your predictions for episode 8. What title do you think you have? Who do you think could die? And what other predictions would you have for the new cast and crew? Didn't we just do a thing about the title a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, you did. But I put this email in the feedback section because I feel like we should make one prediction that we...
For the name.
For the name, or that's really hard, but someone who will die in the next film, and then we can revisit that once it's out.
Yeah.
Put your balls on the table like Rebels.
Who do I think is going to die? Luke Skywalker. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to die in episode 8.
Do you not think?
No. I really don't think anyone's going to die in episode 8.
You can make that as
Yeah.
well.
No one. Nobody dies. I mean, people will die, but no one important.
Yeah.
That's not to say stormtroopers aren't important.
I think no one will die. either.
Stormtroopers die when they get shot.
Depends.
Okay.
Depends.
Because it feels like,
Well,
why
that-
else are they wearing that armor?
Well, obviously, what do you mean?
Like, if they just get shot in the armor, that's not them dead. That's just them
Well,
incapacitated, right?
There's variables.
Okay, right.
What kind of weapon?
Also-
Direct shot. Or
Hugo Parfit's email came from the Bahamas. So there we go.
That's a bit fancy, isn't it?
Next.
Next one is from Stephen.
You
Stuart.
didn't say who you think would die.
I don't think anyone will die either, just because after what
Copy me.
happens in episode 7,
Yeah.
no matter if you kill a classic character, be like, are you going to do this in everyone now?
Yeah.
Episode 9, different story. Stuart Fletcher hasn't written in where he's from. Maybe he's from nowhere. Oh no, he has in the first sentence. I didn't read that. I thought he put it at the end. He is from the exotic land of Utah.
Awesome.
USA. I was wondering, with Rey supposedly training during the majority of episode 8, do you think Finn and Poe will be paired off on a separate plot line?
Ooh, yes, please.
Just as Han and Leia were in Empire? Or do you think it'll be more of a group mission with the core 3 together?
Nah, I reckon they've split them, haven't they? Like,
Yeah.
She was going away. She had like a bag and stuff like that. Like
She had an overnight bag.
She had an overnight bag. She was going away for a while, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, she had, yeah.
But I do also think at the same time, that's still another thing. Like, because this week, J.J. Abrams came out and apologized for...
He said he made a mistake.
He made a mistake, yeah. For I think something we definitely brought up was...
We talked about this quite a lot.
Right at the end of Force Awakens, when they get off, when Rey and Chewie get off the ship, obviously just having seen Han Solo die, Chewie just walks past Leia.
Just blanks her. They blank each other.
And it's a really, really odd
It's almost like,
thing.
I never liked her.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be
and now
nice to
he's
your
dead. I ain't
girlfriend's
got to
mate.
pretend anymore, so...
Yeah. You were never good for him.
Yeah, it's all your fault, even though you weren't there, and it definitely wasn't. But anyway,
And that little...
but he apologized and said, actually, yeah, like
It was a
does-
bit of a misstep.
misstep in the blocking of that scene.
But he also said at the time he was thinking that Chewie was just trying to get Finn to, like, a med bay as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, but it's interesting. He could have thought that. And
No, I
then
know that,
if,
yeah.
when it's been trimmed down, it's like, that's less apparent now.
Yeah,
Because you don't think, like, Finn's in super danger at that point because you're more thinking about...
yeah. Why did we start talking about this?
We're talking about episode 8.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it'd be good. I think introduce lots of new characters, and obviously Finn and Rey are the ones who spend the majority of 7 together.
No,
I
well,
think you need to
yeah.
reshuffle those characters and start building bonds across and different dynamics.
Yeah, because that was what I was going to say. Sorry, like, so you apologized about that, but one of the things that I think is really odd is once they find out where Luke Skywalker is, they just send Chewie and Rey off right by herself to get him, and I think that's a really odd thing. So, but obviously maybe not a mistake.
Yeah, but he's chosen to go. You don't want everyone turning up. He'd be fuming.
But you'd
He
think
won't have
Leia.
enough stuff. He won't have enough tea.
I think like
Biscuits.
I feel like Leia could convey what's gone on better than Rey and Chewie.
Oh, Luke knows.
I don't know.
Luke knows.
But
Luke knows. He still gets the papers.
but yeah, I think that. So, but I do think that. I think Rey's going to be out of it with Luke throughout a lot of it, and it's going to be a lot of explaining and stuff. I just hope it's really not that. Like one of the things I really hate in films and anything is like false reluctance. Just like reluctance for the sake of reluctance sake.
In what?
In everything. So it's just like you meet someone
Example.
and someone's like, oh, so someone's got to go on a big mission, and you come up to them and be like, oh, you've got to go this mission. No, I'm not doing that. I could never do that. Cut to 25 minutes down the line. All right, let's go on this mission then. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, you're going on that mission. You're going to do it. And I really hope it's not the same thing with Rey, where we spend the first like 20 minutes of her going, oh, you should train me, man. I'm like a Jedi. He's like, I don't do that anymore. I'm not training Jedis because something bad happened before. All right, cool, no worries.
Imagine
20 minutes goes by, something happens, she falls and uses the Force, and he's like, right, come on then, I'd better train you. Like reluctance. Yeah. Do you know? I'm maybe not explaining that right.
No, I think you are. Like,
Yeah.
you don't like dramatic obstacles.
But it's not.
No, I'm being.
But like
glib.
lazy ones.
I
Lazy
understand
ones.
what you mean. I feel
Yeah.
like there has to be room for there to be conflict and someone during the course of the film to go through some kind of character change. But if
Yeah.
that's like the point of the film, then that's fair enough. And everything is geared towards fueling that and adding detail to that.
Yeah.
If it's a 20-minute plot point, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you could do something more interesting in that time.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it always hurts.
It's this false obstacle, so it makes the real one less meaningful.
Exactly, and I think like it always hurts. It always hurts itself as well in like a lot of it happens in like sports films and things like that, where like
it's fundamental.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like trailers always spoil it for that, because you see,
and then they're doing the thing, so they do it. But like,
so,
that's a weird. Like, we all know they're going to do that.
Exactly, but it's just like it feels like Are we still at this point where we have to have this
Creed's
in?
not as bad as that because like he thinks he can do it.
Yeah, Creed.
Creed is like from the get go. He's like, I can do this.
But at the same,
like,
it is a little bit because he tries to get Rocky to train him, and Rocky's not up for it at all.
Oh yeah, there is on that
like,
side.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, I know you're gonna fucking train him.
But then he helps him in with the onions.
He does help me with the onions.
And he's like,
oh man, Creed's so good, despite that.
Yeah.
What's next?
You don't even know what's happening. I think you got the last bit of feedback.
I've only had one cup of tea today, so yeah. And it's early in the morning when we're filming this. Peek behind the curtain for you. Not that early, like normal.
It's not like 4 a.m. Or is it?
Okay, Alberto Godfroyd. All right, from. Oh, this is important. I know I keep reading out where people are from, but it's fun. But this one's important for it. Hey guys, my name is Alberto and I'm from Ouro Preto, Brazil. I absolutely have not said that right. I'm really sorry. I was wondering if you guys have ever heard about what some of the character names from the prequels sound like in Portuguese and what it means. This is an amazing email. I really think that in the production of some of these movies, there was a Brazilian intern messing things around. Here are some examples, right?
Yep.
Count Dooku, in Portuguese, Dooku means Count Asshole. Is that real? Captain Panaka means Captain Dweeb.
Dweeb.
Master Sifo Dias means Master in Portuguese, Sefodia. I have to beat that.
That sounded a bit Welsh when you did that.
What? Sefodia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we're not that different. Welsh and
After
Brazilian. And Master Tarados gone. Master Perverted gone. For Qui-Gon, maybe? Yeah. Oh no, that's Tarados gone, sorry, yeah. Master Perverted gone. So
Lovely.
The problem was so real they had to change the names in the subtitles and dubbing. Dooku became Dukan, Sifo Dias became Zypho Dias, Panaka came, well, it continued to be Pianaka, but it was just funny. Anyway, I hope you like this curiosity. I love the show, bye. I absolutely love that curiosity. That's really funny.
That's awesome.
I love the idea of someone just having a laugh. Just messing around.
That's you, innit? Oh, a bit of a laugh. But as long as they want to have that laugh immediately and don't have to overcome some obstacle on the way to having the laugh. Just have a laugh immediately.
Absolutely, as well. So, yeah, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can, rebelbase@ign.com. And for everything else Star Wars, obviously, head to ign.com.